Hey everyone, welcome to Watch the Stories. Here we bring you the most emotional, dramatic, and unforgettable tales from every corner of life. So sit back, relax, and get ready to feel every emotion. Because this is where stories come alive. She says it with a smile. By the time I'm done with him, he won't even have a roof over his head or food on his plate. I'm standing in the doorway of what used to be our bedroom, watching Miranda rehearse her victory speech to her lawyer on speakerphone. She doesn't know I'm here. Doesn't know I've been listening for the past 3 minutes while she catalogs everything she plans to take. The house, the business, my reputation, even the dog, especially the dog. He's broken already, she continues, examining her manicured nails. This will just make it official. I should feel rage, should feel something hot and destructive. But all I feel is the cold weight of the folder in my hand, 6 months of paperwork that says she's already won. She just doesn't know it yet. I step into the room. She doesn't even flinch, just ends the call and looks at me with those green eyes that used to make me forget my own name. How much did you hear? She asks. Enough. Good. Saves me the performance. She stands, smoothing her black dress. The papers will be served tomorrow. I'm being generous. I'm leaving you the car. The old one. I nod slowly. That's kind of you. Don't. Her voice sharpens. Don't play the wounded puppy. You stopped being human to me 2 years ago, maybe longer. And here's the thing, she's not entirely wrong. I did stop trying, stopped seeing her. Let the business consume everything until she was just furniture in my peripheral vision. A beautiful ghost I occasionally bumped into near the coffee maker. I deserve this, I say. She blinks. This wasn't in her script. What? I said you deserve this. The house. Everything. You held this together while I pause, let my voice crack just enough. While I destroyed us, her expression flickers. Confusion, maybe, or suspicion. With Miranda, it's always hard to tell which mask she's wearing. You're not going to fight? What's the point? You've already won. I watch her process this, watch her recalibrate. She expected war. She prepared for war. Surrender isn't on her battlefield map. I spoke to Richard, I continue. Richard, her brother, my former best friend. He told me what you've been through. What I put you through. Richard told you. She steps closer. What exactly did he tell you? About the baby. The room temperature drops 10 degrees. He had no right, she whispers. He thought I knew. Thought you'd told me. I meet her eyes. I'm so sorry, Miranda. And here's where the magic happens. Where the performance becomes almost real. Because there was a pregnancy 3 years ago. A miscarriage at 8 weeks that I was too buried in contracts and investor meetings to properly acknowledge. Too buried to see what it did to her. I'm not entirely a monster. Just mostly she's crying now. Actual tears. Not the decorative kind she uses for her yoga friends. You don't get to weaponize that, she says. But her voice is trembling. You don't get to use my grief as what? As an excuse? I'm not. I'm just saying I understand why you hate me. I don't hate you. The words escape before she can stop them. Fuck, Marcus. I wanted to hate you. I practiced hating you. I move closer. Close enough to smell her perfume. Something French and expensive that I bought her last Christmas while my assistant forged the card. The papers come tomorrow, I say softly. Sign them. Take everything. Start over. Just like that. Just like that. She searches my face for the trap. For the angle. But I've had 6 months to perfect this expression. Resignation mixed with genuine remorse, mixed with the kind of broken hope that makes people believe in redemption. Who are you? She asks. Someone who finally realized what he lost. Her hand touches my chest, just rests there over my heart. Testing. If this is a game, no games. I'm done playing, she kisses me. Or I kiss her. The geometry of guilt and desire makes it hard to track who moves first. But suddenly we're tangled together, desperate and familiar, and I can taste her tears mixed with her fury, mixed with something that might be relief. We make it to the bed. Our bed. The one she was planning to keep. Afterward, she lies with her head on my chest, fingers tracing patterns on my skin. Tomorrow, she starts. Tomorrow nothing changes, I interrupt. The papers still come. You still take everything. But tonight, just for tonight, can we pretend we're the people we were supposed to be? She nods against my chest. Who were we supposed to be? She whispers. Happy. She laughs, but it sounds like breaking glass. What she doesn't know, what she can't know, is that the folder downstairs contains more than just my surrender. It contains a year's worth of signatures, transfers, and carefully constructed debt. Everything is already in her name. The house with its 3 mortgages, the business with its creative accounting, the investment portfolio that's actually a house of cards built on margin calls. By tomorrow afternoon, when the banks make their courtesy calls, she'll own everything, including the ruin. I hold her closer and feel her heartbeat sync with mine. I'm sorry, I whisper into her hair, and the terrible thing is I almost mean it. The papers arrive at 9 a.m. Miranda signs them in the kitchen, still wearing my t-shirt, her hair messy from sleep and everything we did after. The courier doesn't meet her eyes, just watches me standing in the corner, coffee cup frozen halfway to my lips, playing the part of the executed man who hasn't stopped bleeding yet. Congratulations, the courier says, and it sounds like condolences. After he leaves, Miranda pours herself coffee with shaking hands. I don't understand, she says. Last night I was saying goodbye. I set down my cup. To everything. Marcus, it's done. You wanted me destroyed. Consider it done, but I see her face shift. See the victory turn sour in her mouth. She thought triumph would taste sweeter, thought watching me break would fill whatever hole I carved in her chest. Where will you go? She asks quietly. Richard's, until I figure it out. Richard. She laughs, sharp and bitter. Of course. He always knew exactly how to twist the knife. I go still. What do you mean? Nothing. Forget it. Miranda, I said forget it. But I can't. Because there's something in her voice I haven't heard before. Something that sounds like betrayal that isn't directed at me. My phone rings. Unknown number. I answer it on speaker without thinking. Mr. Hartwell, this is Jennifer Chen from First National. I'm calling about the commercial property at... I end the call. But Miranda's already frozen, coffee cup suspended in air. Commercial property? Her voice is very quiet. It's nothing. What commercial property, Marcus? The business location. Standard follow-up call. But she's pulling out her phone now, fingers flying across the screen. I watch her face change as she reads. Watch the color drain from her cheeks. This says... She looks up at me. This says the property is under foreclosure proceedings. That there are 3 missed payments and... She scrolls. Scrolls more. Marcus, this says I'm listed as the primary borrower. You co-signed, remember? 3 years ago, for the expansion. I signed 1 paper. 1. For a small business loan that you said was already approved. That loan triggered a larger credit line, which triggered the property acquisition. It's complicated. It's in my name. Her voice is rising. The debt is in my name. How much, Marcus? How much debt? I should lie. Should buy time. But something in her face, the way she's looking at me like I'm a stranger wearing her husband's skin, makes me tell the truth. $2.3 million, give or take. The coffee cup shatters on the floor. She can't finish, can't breathe. You set me up. Last night, the romance, oh God, you knew. You knew when you were inside me, when you were whispering those things, you knew you'd already. I gave you everything, I say calmly. Everything you wanted. The house. The business. All of it. With a bomb attached. She's screaming now. You gave me a fucking bomb. I gave you exactly what you planned to take. The words land like a slap. She stumbles backward, hand over her mouth. I heard you, I continue. 3 months ago. Not yesterday, 3 months ago. You told Richard you'd leave me with nothing. That you'd make sure I couldn't recover. That you'd poison every professional relationship, every friendship until I was... What were the words? A cautionary tale. Her face crumbles. You've been planning this for 3 months? 6. The first call came 6 months ago. But I waited until I heard you say it. Needed to be sure. She slides down the cabinet to the floor, knees pulled to her chest. This isn't the Miranda who signs divorce papers with a steady hand. This is someone else. Someone smaller. I was angry, she whispers. I said things I didn't mean. Did you? Because Richard said you'd been planning it for over a year. She flinches. Richard talks too much. Richard called me 3 days ago. Said you'd been sleeping with him. That the baby might have been his. The silence that follows is the kind that rewrites history. That's not... She stops. Starts again. It was twice. And the baby was yours. The timing was in stop. I hold up my hand. I don't actually care whose it was. You don't. She laughs, and it sounds like choking. You don't care? I care that you built this whole revenge fantasy while fucking my best friend. I care that you've spent a year positioning yourself as the victim when you were… What? What exactly were you? Lonely. The word explodes out of her. I was lonely and you were a ghost and Richard was there and I am so tired of being the villain in everyone's story. And here's where it gets complicated. Because there are tears streaming down her face and I can actually see, the moment when she realizes that we've both been playing chess with each other's lives while pretending to be victims. I'm sorry, she says. For which part? All of it, none of it. I don't know anymore. She looks up at me with those green eyes. Did you ever love me? Really love me? And I could lie, should lie, but I'm so tired of lying. Once, before I learned how to turn people into assets, into problems to solve. You were the last thing I loved before I forgot how to love anything that didn't show up on a spreadsheet. She's quiet for a long time. The debt, she finally says. Is it real? Yes, all of it. Every dollar. Can it be? Can we fix it? And there it is. The shift. The tiny word that changes everything. We. Maybe. I say carefully. If we move fast. If we're smart. If we work together. Yes. She studies me. I watch her do the math. Watch her weigh trust against survival, against pride, against whatever is left of what we were. Why would you help me now? She asks. Because I'm on every loan too. Secondary borrower. If you go down, I'm buried beside you. You stupid. She starts laughing. Can't stop. You built a trap you can't escape from. Poetic, right? Poetic. She wipes her eyes, stands, walks over to me. You're an asshole. I know. A manipulative, broken, pathetic asshole. That too. She kisses me. Hard, then pulls back. I still hate you. I'm counting on it. But I need you. I know. Her phone rings. She looks at the screen and her face goes white. It's the bank. The mortgage company. Marcus, they're saying they're sending someone to assess the property for seizure. When? Today, this afternoon. I pull out my own phone. Start making calculations. We have maybe 6 hours, I say. If we pool everything, savings, credit, anything we can liquidate, we might be able to make enough noise to buy time. How much time? A week, maybe 2. And then what? Then we figure out how to save each other from ourselves. She looks at the divorce papers on the counter, looks at me, looks at her phone as another call comes through. Partners? She asks. Enemies who need each other to survive. Same thing. Exactly. She tears up the divorce papers, just rips them in half, then quarters, then confetti. This is insane, she says. Completely. We're going to destroy each other. Probably. Or save each other. Maybe. She grabs her laptop. Where do we start? And as I watch her transform from victim to warrior to something I don't have a name for yet, I realize that I've made a terrible mistake, not in the trap I built, but in forgetting that the most dangerous thing about Miranda was never her anger, it was her intelligence, and I just gave her a reason to use it. We work through the afternoon like surgeons trying to reattach a limb that's been severed for hours. Too long, maybe too long. Miranda is on her 3rd conference call, speaking in the clipped, efficient tone she uses when she's negotiating with people who think women are decorative. I'm in the corner, liquidating stock portfolios at a loss, watching our net worth evaporate in real time. No, Mr. Davidson, I don't think we can make the payment. I know we can. By end of business tomorrow. She catches my eye. I shake my head slightly. She doesn't miss a beat. By end of business Thursday. Yes. Yes, I understand the penalties. Thank you. She hangs up, closes her eyes. We're $340,000 short, I say. I know. Even if we liquidate everything, we're still… I said I know, Marcus. The silence between us is the same silence that lived in this house for 2 years, the one we furnished with resentment and decorated with everything we didn't say. My phone buzzes. Richard, Miranda's not answering. Is she okay? I show her the screen. Watch her face harden. He called me 6 times this morning, she says. Left voicemails. Very concerned. What did he say? That he made a mistake. That he shouldn't have told you about us. That he was trying to protect me. From what? She looks at me steadily. From you. Was he right? The question sits between us like a knife on a table. Either of us could pick it up. I don't know anymore, she says finally. 3 days ago, the answer was yes. Yesterday, the answer was maybe. Today, she laughs without humor. Today, we're financially handcuffed together, so the answer is irrelevant. That's not an answer. It's the only one I have. Her phone rings. She looks at the screen and her expression changes. Something between fear and anticipation. Who is it? I ask. Someone who might solve our problem. Miranda, she answers. Hello, James. I go very still. James Rothman. Her ex-boyfriend from before we met. Venture capitalist. Worth somewhere between 50 million and fuck you money. The man she almost married before she chose me instead. I heard you might need help, he says. And I can hear his voice from across the room. Smooth. Confident. Everything I used to be before I learned that confidence is just another word for not yet broken. Where did you hear that? Miranda asks carefully. Your brother called me. Said you were in trouble. Miranda's eyes meet mine. Richard. Of course. It's complicated, she says. It always is with you. He laughs. I have a proposal. Can we meet? Tonight? James, I don't think I can write a check that solves your immediate problem. But we need to discuss terms. Terms. In person. There's a reason Richard called me, Miranda. I think you know what it is. She closes her eyes. When she opens them, something has shifted. Where? She asks. The peninsula. 8 o'clock. Just you, he hangs up. No, I say immediately. We're $340,000 short, Marcus. I know what he wants. And the answer is no. You don't know. He's been in love with you for 12 years. Everyone knows it. Richard knows it. That's why he called him. So he's not offering charity. He's offering a transaction. And you're the currency, she flinches, but doesn't deny it. We're out of options, she says quietly. There are always options. Name one. I can't. We both know I can't. If you meet him, I say, everything changes. Everything's already changed. This is different. How? Because I stop. The words are stuck somewhere between my throat and my pride. Because I can't watch you trade yourself for my mistakes. Our mistakes. And who said anything about trading? She stands, starts walking toward the bedroom. Maybe I just want to hear what he has to say. I follow her. Watch her pull out a dress, the black one. The one that makes grown men forget their own names and lay it on the bed. You're going, I say flatly. We need the money. Not like this. Like what, Marcus? Like everything else we've done? Like every compromise, every sacrifice, every piece of ourselves we've sold for the next quarterly report or the bigger house or the life we thought we were supposed to want. She turns to face me. At least this is honest. This is prostitution. The slap comes fast. Hard enough to snap my head to the side. Don't, she says, voice shaking. Don't you dare reduce me to that. You made me an asset 6 years ago, turned me into something that looked good in photographs and knew when to smile at investors. So don't act like James offering money for my time is somehow worse than what you've been doing since we said I do. My cheek burns. But not as much as the truth. I start, you did. You know you did. The only difference is you called it marriage and he's calling it a deal. And if he wants more than dinner, she meets my eyes. Then I'll decide what I'm willing to give. Miranda, we have 6 hours before the bank seizes the house. 6 hours before everything we've built, everything I've bled for becomes a memory and a court document. So yes, Marcus, I'm getting dressed. I'm meeting James. And I'm going to smile and listen and do whatever it takes to buy us time. And me? The question comes out smaller than I intended. What am I supposed to do? Wait, she picks up the dress. Like I waited every night for 2 years while you fucked your business in hotel rooms and forgot you had a wife. She walks into the bathroom, closes the door. I stand there listening to the shower run and realize this is what I built. This moment. This choice. I wired the bomb so carefully, so precisely, never considering that when it exploded I'd be standing in the blast radius. My phone rings. Richard again. This time I answer. You son of a bitch. Hello to you too, he says cheerfully. Did James call? Why would you do this? Do what? Save my sister from your toxic waste dump of a marriage? By selling her to your friend? James would never, he pauses. He cares about her. Always has. Maybe she'll finally realize she chose wrong. Is that what this is about? You want her to leave me? I want her to be happy. Something you stopped providing around the same time you stopped seeing her as human. Fuck you, Richard. No, fuck you, Marcus. You built this. You armed her, aimed her at herself, and pulled the trigger. I'm just offering her a way out before she realizes how much damage you've actually done. And if she sleeps with him? If that's his price? Then maybe she'll remember what it feels like to be wanted instead of managed. I hang up. Resist the urge to throw the phone through the window. Miranda emerges 20 minutes later. The dress fits like a confession. Her makeup is perfect. She looks like the woman I married, the one who could walk into a room and make everyone forget why they were breathing. How do I look? She asks. Dangerous. Good. She picks up her purse. Don't wait up, Miranda. She stops at the door, doesn't turn around. If you have something to say it now, and I want to tell her that I see her. That I'm sorry, that somewhere between the contracts and the compromises I lost the map back to us, but the words are cowards. They hide in my chest where they can't do any damage. Be careful, I say finally. Of James? Or of myself? Both, she laughs. Opens the door. Marcus? She looks back. If this works, if he helps us, I'm going to owe him something. Maybe a lot of somethings. Can you live with that? Do I have a choice? We always have choices. That's what you taught me. We just have to be willing to pay the price. She leaves. I stand in our empty house, not empty, seized, foreclosed, dying, and realize that I've spent 6 months building the perfect trap. I just never considered that love might be the thing that springs it. The clock on the wall ticks toward 8. I pour myself a drink, and I wait. She comes home at midnight. I'm still sitting in the kitchen, surrounded by empty glasses and silence with teeth. The door opens, and she stands there, backlit by street lamps, the black dress now looking less like armor and more like evidence. Did you eat? I ask. Lobster? Very expensive. Did he make his offer? Yes. The single word hangs between us like a verdict. And? He'll cover everything, all of it. Plus 6 months cushion. She pours water with steady hands. No interest. No timeline. No strings. I finally look up. No strings? That's what he said. Nobody offers $400,000 with no strings, Miranda. He did. Said helping me is an investment in my happiness. And what did you promise him? Nothing. Then what did you give him? Silence stretches. She moves closer. I smell her perfume mixed with wine or lies. The truth, she says. That I married the wrong man for the right reasons. That I've spent 6 years trying to love someone who forgot how to be loved. Each word lands like a calibrated strike. You told him that? He asked why I stayed. I answered. And then? He kissed me. The room tilts. I grip the table. Did you kiss him back? Does it matter? Yes. You handed me to him, Marcus. Gift-wrapped our disaster and sent me to beg. Don't act shocked when the price turns out to be exactly what you thought. Did you sleep with him? No, but I wanted to. She pulls out a check. Sets it between us. $400,000. James Rothman's signature. Memo line for Miranda. No matter what she chooses, he said he'd wait. That the money is mine whether I leave you tomorrow or stay forever. He just wanted me to know I had options. How noble. More than you've ever been. That's not fair. Neither is rigging a trap that almost destroyed us both. I wasn't trying to hurt you. I was trying to make you see me. The confession escapes. You looked through me for 2 years. I couldn't figure out how to come back. So I built something that would force you to look. So, you built a bomb and handed me the trigger. Yes, that's insane. No. She starts laughing, the kind between hysteria and heartbreak. You could have just said something. Used your words. Like an adult. Would you have listened? I don't know. But it would have been less expensive. She picks up the check. Studies it. If I cash this, we're saved everything. We get time to rebuild. Yes. But James will be waiting. Hoping. Yes. And you, whatever it takes to become someone worth choosing. Pretty line. It's the truth. You're good at blurring that distinction. She moves closer. I see mascara smudged beneath her eyes, crying I wasn't there to witness. Do you know what the worst part is? She whispers. I still love you. Even after everything. Even knowing what you did, I still fucking love you. And I hate myself for it, Miranda. No, I love you. but I don't trust you. And James is offering me a life where I don't have to. You don't have to decide tonight, don't I? Every moment here is a choice. But what are you choosing, Marcus? Me or just not being alone? The question should be simple. It's not. I don't know how to love you the way you deserve, I say. Only the way I'm capable of. And it's not enough. But it's all I have. She's quiet for a long time. Then she tears the check in half. What are you doing? I breathe, choosing. She tears it again. Not him. Not you, me. Miranda, I'm cashing it first thing tomorrow. Saving the house. Then I'm filing for separation, real separation. You move out. We split everything down the middle. No games. No traps. I don't understand. You built this disaster to get my attention. Congratulations. You have it. She drops the pieces on the table. But I'm done being someone's lesson or prize or revenge fantasy. James wants to save me. You want me to save you? And I'm just tired of saving everyone but myself. So that's it? We're done? We've been done. This is just me admitting it. She walks toward the stairs, stops. Tomorrow I call James, take his money. Thank him. Tell him I need time. She looks back. And you're going to let me have it. No manipulation. No grand gestures. Just space to figure out who I am when I'm not trying to be someone's wife. And if I can't, then you never loved me. You just loved having me. She climbs the stairs. I hear the bedroom door close. Lock. I sit with the torn check, realizing I engineered the perfect revenge. I made her choose herself, and somehow that feels like losing everything I never knew I had. The end. She thought she'd destroy him. He thought he'd destroy her. In the end, they just destroyed the lie they'd been calling love. And maybe, that was the kindest thing either of them ever did.